what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Hot Mic on this Monday afternoon, at least here on the West Coast. I am John Rocha here, joined as always by the insider himself, Jeff Sneider. How are you, Jeff?
Hello, Johnny boy.
Can you tell he's got a little lower energy because he's about to go watch a 3-hour movie from PTA, so he's got to reserve his energy for that situation. But we are here, Jeff, for an hour of our time to do a show here. And we got so much to get into in the world of entertainment. Of course, the Streamlabs super chats are open. Ladies and gentlemen, send in your love, send in your questions. It's a tight 1 hour, so we got to get into it as quickly as possible. You see the Streamlabs address pinned in the chat, the description of the video as well. But Jeff, you have some breaking news that you just broke, dropping a newsletter here. Let's talk about it. What do you want to tell the people about this news here?
Yeah, we've got Benson Boone, the hot singer who was on SNL a few months back.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's going to be joining the Gundam movie from Legendary starring Sydney Sweeney.
Now, you're saying in your articles, I'm looking at it here, like he will be starring opposite. Do you mean opposite in terms of like, could be a number of actors being opposite, or is this a love interest? What is your...
I have no idea what the role is. I don't know how big it is, but it's telling that he's the first, male's name that we've heard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have no idea what that script looks like, but I know that they're starting to cast it up now.
Who do you, with him, is he an actor? Like, was he an actor first, then became a singer, and now he's swinging back to acting? What do you know about Benson Boone?
He's a singer. He was like I think his family was Mormon.
Oh.
I don't know if he was like Mormon though, or a practicing Mormon.
Right.
And I think he was on American Idol for a hot second.
Okay. Yeah. Singer-songwriter. I see here. Okay. Yeah, I know that one song, but I didn't know if he'd maybe done some acting and then went into music.
Yeah, I don't think he's really done a lot of acting. I think that this would be his debut. So if you want to know more about that.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I guess we'll see. But Benson, that's a big name to be bringing on to this project to get some attention from different quarters that maybe might not have paid attention to this movie in the past. So I like this combo for sure. All right. Anything more you want to say on that, or shall we move on to our main topics?
We can move on to the main topic.
All right, let's get into it. Let's get into the Emmys. Let's talk about it. It happened last night. Quite a lot of Emmys were handed out, but Apple TV Plus is the studio won 4 awards, including Best Comedy Series, making it history as the most awarded comedy ever at the Emmys. When you factor in the 9 Emmys that they won at the Creative Arts Emmys as well, HBO Max's The Pit took home 3 awards, including Best Drama Series, beating out The White Lotus and Severance. Tremel Tillman of Severance became the first Black actor to win the Emmy for Best Supporting Actor in Drama Series in the Emmy's 77-year history. That is just difficult to absolutely process in my mind. And 15-year-old Owen Cooper, of course, from Adolescence, made history as the youngest male winner ever. Kristen Milioti also won for Best Actress in a limited series, although the rumors are now that maybe The Penguin's not so limited as we thought. But Jeff, quite a lot of stuff happened. Nate Bargatze with, I think, an ill-timed Girls and Boys Club joke that didn't really work. But overall, maybe not up to the task of hosting. But what are your overall thoughts on the Emmys, brother? What stood out to you?
I didn't watch a single second of the Emmys.
Okay. All right.
I would say nothing like as far as the show stood out.
Okay. What about the winners or losers?
As far as the winners and losers go, I was pretty excited. I thought Hacks deserved to win.
Yes.
I thought it was the deeper, richer show, but I understand why the studio won. Hollywood loves the smell of its own farts.
Yeah.
Adolescence was fantastic, and I was thrilled to see Stephen Graham win over Colin Farrell. As good as Colin Farrell was, he was amazing as the Penguin. Stephen Graham, even in just 2 episodes or whatever, amazing.
Okay. What about Kristen Milioti? Go ahead. Sorry.
I was happy for Kristen Milioti. She totally deserved it.
Yeah.
If Adolescence had placed as much emphasis on the mother as it did the father, she may not have won either. But I think, because it did, that put maybe Colin at a disadvantage. The Pit was, did great. I was so psyched that beat Severance. I was kind of, one of very few people saying that it would.
Right.
To see Noah Wyle get the first Emmys of his career, huge.
Yeah.
Adolescent star Owen Cooper winning was huge.
Adolescence won all 6 awards it was up for. That is amazing, right? Or 5 out of 6? Is that what it was? because was she nominated for Best Actress? Or was the mom nominated for Best Actress?
Yeah, no, she was exactly. Yeah, but there was someone. No, it was a supporting actress, and Erin Doherty won.
Right, Erin Doherty won. Right, exactly. So there you go. So 6 awards out of 6. That's pretty amazing when you look at that situation for adolescents. And no real surprise. I don't think. I mean, I think the Colin Farrell, Stephen Graham thing was probably a lot closer than we might know or we'll ever know. But in the end, yeah, Graham brought like so much power to that show.
And I think it's the fact that he's this beloved character actor who, people wanted to see have his moment. Yeah. And he got multiple moments up there. He won 3 Oscars, which was really second only to Seth, who won 4.
3 Emmys, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. Sorry, Emmys.
Yeah.
Emmys.
Yeah. I thought that, and I thought that as well. I thought the speeches for the most part were pretty great. I thought Christina's speech was great. What about Trammell Tillman? That was great to see him winning. I thought that was a really nice speech about his mom and stuff. I thought that was great. I thought Kristen's speech was fantastic as well. So I feel like a lot of people.
I saw a little snippet of her speech. I did not see Trammell Tillman's, but yeah, that guy's having like a moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's hope that he strikes while the iron is hot.
No, Wiley's speech was great as well. But I mean, I was reading the Ringers breakdown of the Emmys, and they were talking about how you could take away from this award show an understanding that there is a taste to going back to the old school format of television, but there is still room and space for appreciating the newer approaches to television that are going on with adolescents and the studio, with Pitt being the old school approach to television. So did you sense that from the awards, or did you feel like we're kind of just making sure everyone was got something? Because even Andor got an Emmy for writing.
I think TV people have to read into that stuff too much, same as Oscar pundits do throughout the years, just to keep narratives going. I think Adolescence, it had nothing to do with it being a throwback or the Pit. These were just shows that were head and shoulders above their competition, I thought.
Yeah.
Not that I saw all of the competition, but these were undeniable works. And the only one I quibble with is the studio. But again, I understand why that won, and it should have won multiple awards. Technically, I think it's a much better looking, slicker show than Hacks, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she beat out Michelle Williams. She beat out Cate Blanchett, Megan Fahey, and Rashida Jones. That's pretty surprising to beat out that really strong list of actresses in that award. What about what's his name? Jeff was the guy from Somebody Somewhere. What's his name? Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff Hiller. Yeah, that was definitely a big upset. I mean, the guy the director who won for Slow Horses.
Yeah,
that was a huge upset. I think that his reps had posted on social media that Gold Derby or whatever had given him a 0.27% chance to win.
Oh, whoa. Gold Derby doesn't know everything. Whoa, what a surprise.
Right, because Slow Horses, I don't think it won anything else.
No, it didn't.
And so I get why people say, okay, I'm going to predict Severance or whatever for that award, because that show has all the momentum. But yeah, Slow Horses, that was a big upset.
I would have liked the Andor show to win for the direction as well, because it won a lot of the technical awards or the creative arts awards last week. But I love Slow Horses, so I'm never going to complain if Slow Horses wins something, because it rarely gets any awards love beyond nominations. And I think Andor winning for the writing, considering how powerful that episode was, I thought that was a great decision there by the Academy. By the voters, rather, to give it to that episode, of all the episodes. So I thought that was a really interesting point as well. It's a shame you didn't see it, because I wanted to get your thoughts on Nate Bargatze as a host and see what your perspective of it is. But like you say, you didn't see it.
It sounded like he played it too safe, and he was just a little inoffensive and bland, and it sounded like a real CBS award show.
Yeah, it just felt like he wasn't. It felt like he was trying to do the cool thing. Award shows aren't that big of a deal. Let's make fun, or let's there was a way he did it, but it seemed like you have to have a host who still has energy. You can make fun. Look at Ricky Gervais. You can do all that, but you got to have energy. And it didn't seem like he had that much energy.
Boys and Girls Club thing sounded like it didn't go over very well.
It made no sense to me. Now, how are you going to put a charity like that and tell Hollywood actors who work their asses off to achieve success in this business, which is not easy, and to win an award, which is even less easier to do, to be like, oh, well, if you go too long, we're going to cut charity funding to Boys and Girls Club. And in the end, what you knew you were going to do, you gave the money, so it was so
the joke of it, right?
Yeah, so stupid. I thought it was stupid. What about Colbert winning, Jim and John Oliver winning? What about these victories? Traders won.
What do we think was going to happen there? Like, again, if they had just canceled his show after the close of voting or whatever,
he
never would have won this Emmy. But it was all about timing. Yeah. And they canceled it at the perfect time. And then Kimmel sort of came to his rescue and started campaigning for him. And
I took a billboard out.
So that's why Colbert won. And then, John Oliver, they love, SNL can't get any love. It won for the special, right? In live special, but it lost to John Oliver again for variety.
Yes, it did for variety show. Yeah, exactly. But I thought the SNL 50 thing shouldn't have won. Not the anniversary special. The homecoming concert maybe should have won, in my opinion, or even the Super Bowl halftime show with Kendrick Lamar, which had a way bigger reaction in a way.
Yeah, but it was a divisive reaction, right? I don't
know if it was divisive. I mean, people loved what Kendrick did, and unless you're a Drake fan, I guess maybe you're divisive if you're a Drake fan. But I don't know.
I think it was pretty divisive.
Yeah. A black man rapping. I know how dangerous that is nowadays. What about the studio? What about the writing and all this for the studio? Do you think that was a little bit maybe the other comedy show should have won for the writing on that, or did you think the studio deserved it?
That's overall defensive, right? Like I think Hacks is the better overall show, but I could see how on an episode basis, the studio may have had one episode that was just like absolutely killer, and Hacks was more about like just steady. There were, it's not like peaks and valleys, kind of like the studio had. So I don't know which episode won exactly. I know the won for best director. Yeah, I'm not sure which one won best writing, but I'm not going to argue with that one. For me, it was just the series award that I thought was like a bridge too far.
Yeah, and I thought, I agree. I thought Hannah Einbender certainly deserves, as you were saying, and Gene Smart certainly deserved it. I like their speeches. And then Britt Lower on Severance, I thought was a nice victory for her as well. And Catherine Lanasa on The Pit. A lot of people were cheering for her as well. For the Yeah. So, all right. So anything more to say on this? What do you take away from these Emmys? Anything to learn? Anything to think about? I mean, it drew the highest rating. Go ahead. Let's talk about that. Finish up.
What were you saying? It drew the highest rating?
It drew the highest ratings it's ever drawn in the last 4 years. It drew 7.4 million viewers. That's an 8% increase from the previous year, which they did 6.9 million last year, and broke a streak of all-time low viewership for their awards. So it's the first time in more than a decade the Emmy saw consecutive years of audience growth. I think that's a good thing. So, the Emmys highest ratings they've had in 4 years. So that's a positive. I think bringing Nate in, I think, helps with those numbers as well. He's a very popular comedian at the moment right now, but I think also the quality of the shows.
Yeah, he is like the best-selling comedian right now. Yeah. So I'm sure that he did help as far as viewership went. I think that people also really like the shows, and there were some good like individual competitions, like the top 2 titles in each category: drama, comedy, anthology. I think that had stuff to do with it. I think it puts a lot of pressure on The Pit season 2, which is in January, right? All eyes are sort of on that now, and whether that can repeat potentially. I mean, Adolescence was a one and done thing. I imagine that. Like, I don't know. Are they talking about season 2 of Adolescence, John?
There are rumors about it. They were talking about, but I think what we heard on the show, we talked about a few weeks ago, was that they might go the young girl route to explore the young female teenager. That could be interesting. So I like that idea if they were to do it,
Yeah.
Does this mean you should get rid of the limited series thing? Like, should there be a thing where, like, if you get nominated, like, I just wonder about it because I feel like it's a way of playing both sides. You say it's limited, but like you're quietly having meetings about doing a second season.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
This is no way to police that. You're not going to go show me your emails. You're not going to do that. So
right. The Penguin is in that boat, right? Yeah. The Penguin was up for all these limited awards, and yet they've definitely talked about it a season 2.
Yeah, which we're going to get to that story for sure. And I think the other side of this is that it's amazing what happens. How viewership increase if you open the door and stop turning your nose at like superhero shows or science fiction shows. If you include more people at the party, more sections of the audience are going to watch. But and also, if people create higher quality shows from those genres, people are going to watch stuff like Andor and what have you. So those are the positive. Oh, and the Penguin rather. Those are the positive things that you see here. I think when you look at these shows. So yeah. All right. Anything more? Are we good on the Emmys? Shall we move on?
I think we're good on the Emmys.
Okay. Let us know what you guys thought about the show last night. Who should have won? Who shouldn't have won? All those kinds of things. Let us know your thoughts down there in the comment section. If you're watching after we've already done this live, and if you're watching right now, send in your Streamlabs super chats for your thoughts on it. We'll get to them at the end of the show. All right, let's move on to the big thing, man. Let's talk about this. Matt Reeves has been was on the red carpet for the Emmys, was asked a lot of questions now that the Batman Part 2 is in motion. And he said that talking to THR, he said, we're staffing up, we're starting to get our crew back together, we're getting ready, we're basically entering pre-production. We'll be making the movie in the spring, as a lot of people have been reporting recently. Super excited because of what the first movie was and what the Batman 2 is, which is so much of a detective story. The idea of trying to protect the secrets of the movie is super important because it's a mystery. Jeff, it feels like a personal attack to you and other groupers. That would be an extra level of heartbreak if that part of it started to get out. We want to keep the surprise for the fans. But then when asked about giving the script to Robert Pattinson and Pattinson being excited about it, he said he's Batman, so if he doesn't like it, not good. So I was super excited because I thought he really would like it, because the things that it does for his character, for Batman and for Bruce Wayne, have never been done before in this way. And I had a feeling he would respond in this way. The fact that he did was incredibly encouraging. So let's just stop there, Jeff, on that conversation, and we'll get to a couple other things he said. But anything here? This seems like pretty standard showrunner talk or executive producer talk, director talk, promoting the movie. What are your thoughts on his comments?
I mean, this just sounds like a guy who's sick and tired of being asked questions about Batman 2. I'll let you know when there's something to say.
Yeah, but this idea of like, we're going to do it in a different way, it's never been done before. This is like standard stuff.
What supposed to say? We're going to do the exact same thing everybody else has already done. Please see our movie.
But better. Exactly. The other part of this, and I do want to bring this up too, is that he talked about the Penguin. He said, we're in discussions for the Penguin season 2. Showrunner Lauren LaFranc is thinking hard, and we're talking, so we'll see. We love the show. We think our cast is so incredible. The work that Lauren and the writers did was incredible. Our passion was in it, but never in our wildest dreams could we imagine it would have been received in the way that it was. And then when he was asked about the possibility of doing spinoffs, he said this. He said, we have talked about that, and I really am hoping to do that, but it all comes down to finding the right idea that works for the network. Obviously, at the moment, the priority is to see if there's a season 2 of the Penguin, but there are absolutely other characters that we have talked about doing that I would be really, really honored and excited if we had that opportunity. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on this, Jeff? Is he just talking to have fun talking about it, and or is this a hint that the Matt Reeves universe is going to continue in this James Gunn DC?
Good question. Yeah, it wasn't I mean, what kind of spinoffs are we talking here? Like, who would it be about? I have no idea.
Well, it could be Catwoman and Sophia Falcone, right? Because it was reported over the weekend, and he said this on the red carpet that Christina is not coming back for the Batman Part 2. And you said a few weeks ago that you'd heard through contacts of yours at the press, at the junket rather, for Zoe Kravitz's new movie, that she was not coming back, probably not coming back to play Catwoman. So you think that could be a spinoff, Sophia and Catwoman?
Sure. I have no idea. And right. Anything I say, people turn it into fact, and I'm not allowed to have opinions anymore. So no, I have no clue what the spinoffs could be. I don't know what else he's working on. I think it's all just a wait and see how Batman 2 does.
Right. Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But do you think there's a universe where Matt Reeves keeps going with this section of what's your gut tell you?
I think my gut is that Matt Reeves would love to move on from this already. As most people, as soon as they get into the comic book world unless it's James Gunn. Everyone's like, all right, that was good. I'm good.
So
Goodbye.
he's saying all this stuff to kind of like keep the audience's interest and attention and excitement for the Batman Part 2, but maybe he's not really going to stick around and wants to move on from this stuff. Maybe is that what you're? It's your opinion. Your opinion. I'm not saying you know that, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Fair point. Are you okay? What's going on over there?
I'm good. I'm putting on my shoes.
Oh, okay. You're already ready to jump out the door for this movie. All right. So that's the Matt Reeves stuff and the Batman Part 2. Have you heard any DC stuff? Have you got anything that you've got roaming around in your brain there? Have you heard anything from anybody?
Nope.
What's that smile? That smile tells me something else, but all right. All right.
I've got nothing. Sorry, guys.
All right. Just asking. All right, let's move on to this story. This is fascinating. I was reading this in World of Real. I sent this to you. I'm going to give a little bit of a breakdown on this, but we've been talking about, I think we talked about it on the show a few weeks ago, Jeff, the idea of Leonardo DiCaprio possibly being in Heat 2. Well, according to Jordan over there at World of Real, he said, I think this weekend was tipped off. He said he was tipped off about a major update coming about Heat 2. Long story short, for a reason I can't disclose, I desperately needed to verify this with a second and third source before being able to publish this piece. He said a DiCaprio-led Heat 2 suddenly looks a lot more like a global event, which is probably part of what convinced WB film chiefs DeLuca and Abdi, who are reportedly eager to make the film, happened. Furthermore, the cast they have assembled for Mann sequel is described as, quote, an all-timer, and that save for the rumored names, which included Austin Butler and Adam Driver, a few major casting surprises await. So he is saying that after weeks of negotiations, Leonardo DiCaprio will indeed star in Heat 2. In fact, Dexter DiCaprio might shoot two projects, Heat 2 and Scorsese's next film. We know that recently DiCaprio said that he wants to work with Scorsese again. So how much credence do you put in this report? Is this believable? Does this feel right? Does this pass your smell test?
Yeah, I could see that Warner Brothers, after the year that Warner Brothers has had, them being like, all right, we've made 600, 800 million, whatever it is in theatrical profit.
Right.
Allegedly. Allegedly that they're like, all right, let's do it. Let's spend. I know Jordan's unsure of whether they're going to bring in a co-financier.
Right.
But if they got Leo, it would obviously make them feel a lot better. And he's a talent magnet, and they could get like a sick cast. And at that point, maybe it makes sense to, even if you just like break even, I think it'd be a lot easier to sell than something like One Battle After Another.
Yeah, One Battle After Another, right now, I was reading earlier today, is only tracking for a $20 million opening. Does that surprise you at all? And did that doesn't really, does that help the situation, or is DiCaprio kind of bulletproof in that way?
Yeah, I mean, if One Battle After Another flops, it's not going to be because of DiCaprio. It's, it's because they spent too much money to make it.
Yeah, 120.
And that's a little bit on Paul.
Yeah.
But also on the executives. I don't think DiCaprio carries any blame in that.
Okay. All right. So it won't affect him being a part of it. So what's your feeling on the Heat 2? Do you think this is going to happen now? Do you think DiCaprio?
Yeah, I do. I believe the report that says it'll get greenlit for a start next year.
Wow. Get excited for that for sure. All right. There were these trailers that dropped over the weekend, Jeff. We had what did I put in here? Yeah, we had one, The Beast in Me, which was the teaser with Claire Danes and Matthew Reese. And then we had a new Monster trailer, which that was an experience. And then the new Springsteen trailer with Jeremy Allen White. What did you think of these new trailers that dropped over the weekend? What stood out to you?
Don't think I watched the new Springsteen one.
Oh, okay.
What were the others?
The Monster Ed Gein one. And then The Beast in Me, the teaser with Claire Danes and Matthew Reese.
I don't know. I don't think I saw the teaser for Beast in Me, but I've started watching the show, so I can't weigh in on it yet.
Okay.
But it's definitely, something that's up my alley. I'm down to explore further. Monster looked amazing.
Yeah. That one was unsettling to watch. Like,
dude, it looks fucked up. Yeah. They went for it. I'm excited.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I can I didn't watch the Menendez one. I know it's from the same people, mostly because I lived through that and I kind of didn't want to watch it again. but I don't know much about the Ed Gein stuff beyond the comparisons, beyond Inspiring Psycho. And you can clearly, when you're watching the trailer, see obviously the allusions to it because it's a true story. But the peeling of the skin, the wearing of all of that, that's very reminiscent of other things I've seen. I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. And Charlie Hunnam looks great. And Laurie Metcalf looks great.
That voice is a choice, though.
Yeah.
It's definitely a choice. Yeah, I don't really anticipate that being a Johnny Rocha series, but
it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of that kind of stuff. So, we'll see how much of that I dive into, so to speak. So, let's see. Oh, you talked about in your newsletter about the Christie trailer. Anything more you want to add to that? Anything more you want to say about that? Well, we talked about it last week.
I think it looks really good. I mean, I'm a believer in Sydney Sweeney, and I think that trailer, I mean, really hinted at like the violence that she survived, or Christie survived, and I think it's going to be a contender.
Yeah, I think so too. And then we've got some news here from HBO for some dates here for some shows, and something that Jeff is really into. HBO Max's Casey Bloys confirmed the release windows of several high-profile series, including the third season of Euphoria, Jeff, which will air on the network in the spring of next year. Put that on your calendar. I know you're excited to see it. I didn't think it was going to happen, but clearly it's happening. It's going to come out in the spring. Do you buy this?
I buy it.
Okay. Then the next two Game of Thrones spinoff shows are for a lock on, or both for a lock on in 2026. The first, the new one titled A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is all set for a January 2026 debut. And then the third season, House of the Dragon, will appear sometime after May 31st, 2020, probably June. And then White Lotus, of course, in 2027. So any thoughts on those release dates?
I mean, I don't watch any of the Game of Thrones stuff. Yeah. So I don't care about any of those shows. White Lotus 2027 can't come soon enough. I thought this last season was great.
Yeah. All right. There you go. Were you surprised that they were shut out of like all the awards when it comes to the Emmys?
No, because I don't think that in general, like critically, it was thought of as the greatest season.
Right.
Even though I really enjoyed it. I mean, Walton Goggins easily could have won. Who won in that category? I think it was
Jeff, right? Wasn't it Jeff?
It was Trammell.
Oh, right. Trammell told me the drama. Right.
That was like a little bit of a surprise to me that they didn't get anything.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe this year will be a rebound year, Emmy wise.
Yeah. We'll see. I want to ask you about this thing that dropped on Friday. That A24 is reportedly on track. You're a big horror guy, but A24 is reportedly on track to win the film and TV rights to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's what you reported over the weekend. So can you talk about that a little bit more? Like why did A24 end up winning this thing? How did the process go? What were your thoughts on that?
And I think that of all like the companies that have a brand, right? A24 has one of the strongest individual brands.
But not for necessarily this kind of horror. So it's kind of an interesting marriage of.
Yeah, you're right. It's more indie art house horror.
Yeah.
But there's an awareness among young horror fans. And I don't think that young horror fans are terribly familiar with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? It's sort of a franchise that has passed them by. And so I think A24 was maybe the best way to tap into that audience. And also they wanted to do something different with it and say, all right, let's do a series, right? Movies have not necessarily been working. Let's try to just reinvent the legend and do something different and original and fresh. And they've got, a good team with JT Mulder and Glenn Powell and Roy Lee.
Yeah.
So I like that they were the ones who were chosen to pick up the chainsaw, if you will.
Beating out, you mentioned Taylor Sheridan, Oz Perkins at Neon, and Jordan Peele at Universal, who was only in it for a little bit in trying to get the rights to this thing. So interesting. A24. Do you anticipate that they'll create a different type of Texas Chainsaw that'll be like much more in line with their approaches to horror? Or do you think it'll be more of a mass appeal type of approach with this story? I mean, and to be fair, it's not like Texas Chainsaw Massacre is Friday 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, right? It's always been this kind of like, just know what you're getting into if you're going to watch
it. Has to be visceral.
Yeah.
I think horror is like the toughest genre to do as a series because it's hard to sustain tension for 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
I do imagine that they will reinvent things and put their own twist on it, which I also assume is the plan with Friday the 13th a little bit.
Oh, yeah, right.
But like, I think that when you say, oh, well, A24 doesn't have experience doing this kind of thing, they're trying to change what they have been doing.
Right.
They're trying to be more commercial and be more 4 quadrant. So I do think it will be more of a wide audience sort of thing for streaming.
Yeah.
Than, a boutique little A24 release.
Yeah. One last thing I want to ask you before we get into the questions is wrap up the show here. And if you want to get your questions answered, start sending them in now. What are your thoughts on Daniel Day-Lewis's comments that he never really kind of meant to retire, but that he retired 10 years ago because of how things were going in the business? Do you think the business has changed? Do you think he senses the business might have changed and it's a little more conducive to him coming back? Or is this more just kind of stream of consciousness thinking in the moment about his quote unquote retirement from acting? Like, what?
It's all nonsense, please. Yeah, like the business is only getting worse, right? It's not like, he's seeing something that nobody else is seeing, and it's that his kid was ready to make a movie.
Yeah,
you can say it. I mean,
that's simple.
Yeah, we know why you're back. I mean, if his kid wasn't directing that movie, do you think he'd be in it? No.
Right.
So
yeah. It's just weird that he went away for 8 years. There was like nothing about him. Like there was hardly anything about, like no one was.
I mean, he's not like a celebrity like
that,
right?
Yeah.
Like he's not like a Johnny Depp where like the camera is going to follow this guy. We're kind of used to him disappearing for years at a time. And I think that there's something beautiful almost about the public allowing him his process.
Yeah.
And it's great to have him back. I think that movie actually looks super interesting. But I never wanted him to get to that point where like he's just, entertaining streaming offers and just doing crap because he hasn't retired and he's just supposed to be working twice a year or whatever.
Yeah. You talk about Tom Cruise as a movie star, and I get that. But I think Daniel Day-Lewis is a movie star. I think DiCaprio's a movie star. These guys who will not go into certain areas of entertainment because they exclusively believe that they are, big screen guys, and I respect that, to be honest,
Who worked with who directed that movie with Daniel Day-Lewis, The Last of the Mohicans?
That was Michael Mann. Oh. Stop fucking around. You give me Leonardo DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis in Heat 2. Stop fucking around, man. I don't want to play that game. I will lose my shit if that's the combo. Oh my God. I'll start a whole YouTube channel separately from this one. Just talk about that every day, because that would be amazing. Those two. I mean, that would match my excitement for Pacino De Niro. If you get me DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis, that would come close to matching my excitement I felt when they announced that project back in 94, I guess, before they did it in 95.
Who would he be, though?
I think he has to be. Well, if DiCaprio is rumored to be the villain, right? I mean, I think Daniel Day could play maybe the guy who's the boss of the young Pacino, the young De Niro. He could be his boss or his mentor, possibly.
Well, who is that in the movie?
Wouldn't that be Adam Driver? Is that what they said?
Who was it in Heat, though?
Oh, John Voight. You're talking about John Voight. Yeah, that's a pot.
Could you see Daniel Day-Lewis as a young John Voight?
I mean, he's 68. I don't know if I could see him as a young John Voight. I mean, how old was John Voight?
He was looking old in that movie, but you're right. He probably wasn't that
old. But I could see him like a John Voight type of character. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he introduces the John Voight person into his life, into Neil's life. Possible. I like the idea.
Anyways.
Yeah. I like the idea, Jeff. All right, let's get into these questions. James D. Michelle says, hey, Jeff and John, any word if Andy Muschietti is still directing DCU Batman? I told you he is not doing it. Why don't you listen? I just can't see him competing against Matt Reeves. Why not just incorporate the Reeves verse 2 Batmans is a mistake? Here we go again. Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about, James. James, this is surely not something John and I have been saying for 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Goopy G says, hey guys, hope your Monday's going well. You too. Who is an actor that may not be the best or most versatile, but you love seeing them? Mine is Seth Rogen. Ooh, good question. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. It feels like Noah Wiley is all of a sudden in the conversation for that kind of thing. I don't think Noah's the best necessarily, but it's always great to see an actor you knew when he was in his younger years come back and deliver performances in his later years that really have a lot of strength and power to them. And you can tell the years that he's been through in his performances. You got one there, Jeff?
I had one, and then I just lost it just now. It was there, and then it disappeared. Shit. It was. God damn it! I forgot.
Be the best of versatile. Okay. All right. We'll put a pin in that. Swing on back, Goopy G. Thanks for the question. Wiley, what's up? Wiley said support for the homies. Thank you. It's been a crazy world this past week. Fucking only getting crazier.
It was Holt McCallany. That was my answer. It was Holt McCallany.
Yes.
Not the best, but I always like seeing Holt.
I agree. Holt in the amateur was fun. And Holt showing up at the Canelo Alvarez fight the other night, I thought was a nice little moment to see him on the screen. That was cool. Wally Todd says support for the homies. It's been a crazy world this past week. Oh yeah. So how are you guys doing? Oh man, for me, it's been tough. It's been a tough week, all around for a lot of reasons. So yeah, that's what I would say. Jeff, how are you doing?
Doing fucking great, mate. Played fucking basketball twice this weekend.
Nice.
Started talking like a fucking British guy.
That's not British. That's Australian. What you're doing? What's wrong? Dennis often says, "Big fan, fellas. Hear anything on David Ayer's Brad Pitt film?" I don't hear anything on David Ayer. Jeff, do you hear anything on this?
I got nothing for you, Dennis. Nothing.
Sorry, Dennis. But we still like those cheeks. Reggie Brown says, "Is it time to change some Emmy categories with regular TV and cable and premium cable and streaming? Regular TV shows don't get the same leeway of what they can do that premium and streaming actors and writers can do." Yeah, Jeff, I think that's a valid question. As the landscape of TV programming is changing and how these formats are brought about, shouldn't the awards categories kind of reflect that as well? What do you think?
Hey, let's just add more awards, Reggie. Let's just give out more awards and bisect them even more. Let's give them out. Let's give one award out to the best people who were born in January to July, and then another. I mean, come on.
I think it's fair to say like best streaming this or best streaming that, because then I'm sure there are traditional shows who get
not about leeway. It's not okay. Seinfeld's always going to be the best sitcom. It didn't need the leeway that Netflix gave it.
Yeah, you're insane. It's Cheers. Haunted_Autumn says, going to ask the question everyone's been wanting to ask. Any Star Wars news? LOL. Just kidding. Love you guys.
Star Wars news is coming, Haunted Autumn. Don't you worry. I'm on top of it, as I always am.
Nice. John Darius says, "Hey guys, super excited about the Batman sequel. I'm curious, is there more people excited for Reeves' universe compared to Gunn's DCU? And if Paramount buys WB, is there a high chance one of them may be unfortunately canceled?" Ooh, that's a good question. I think the excitement is about level now with the Reeves verse and the Gunn verse.
No.
You don't think so? You think there are people more excited for the Reeves than the Gunn?
Yes.
Universe? All right.
Just like box office, just like people are more interested in Batman. I could see that in my mentions.
Oh, I see what you're saying, because it did better, the Batman did than Superman did. All right, that's fair. If Paramount buys WB, is there a high chance one of them may be unfortunately be canceled?
Canceled. We have canceled you, Warner Brothers. You've been canceled.
Yeah, wouldn't that be possible, Jeff?
I don't foresee a scenario where that actually happens. So I wouldn't stress about it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they one could disappear if that happened. But yeah, again, I think that was about David Ellison helping out David Zaslav with his stock price.
Yeah, I think so. Neeks 2890 says, "Hello, Hot Mic Boys. Happy Monday from Disneyland. Oh, love you and Dan this morning, John. I love you guys every week. Cheers to you too. And keep it up." Thank you. What was it?
Every week, you guys are a joy.
This guy. Miguel Zion, hey y'all, finally saw Final Destination Bloodlines and liked it a lot. It's so self-aware that this Final Destination is in 2025 and that we would be expecting all the story beats, that it subverts a lot of them and makes it more engaging. I like the lore that they put it in. Also, could you all see those directors doing Elm Street? Ooh, Jeff.
I could.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something else, Miguel. There's movement on Elm Street.
Wow. Are these directors involved in that movement, possibly?
That I don't know.
Okay.
That I don't know, but I've heard that there's movement on Elm Street, so stay tuned.
There we go.
Again, Conjuring kind of wrapping up. Weapons doing really well for New Line. New Line is like, now is the time.
Yeah. Good point. Matt Sister McCall says, do you think Ben Foster will get nominated for Best Supporting Actor? A damn great and underrated actor. Ever seen Alpha Dog? Talk about a performance.
Alpha Dog!
That's
scratching at my window. Oh, that's a different movie.
Yeah, it's a different movie. A different song.
That's Fever Dog.
Yeah, Fever Dog. That's Almost Famous. Yeah.
Alpha Dog, there wasn't a song.
I'm sure there was a soundtrack. Justin Timberlake was in it. He had to put a song in.
I do not foresee it. I think Ben Foster is cursed by the awards gods.
It's a shame because that's an actor who never underperforms. He always delivers. What was the one he did where he was the dad who had the PTSD and the girl was his daughter and she was navigating that. I thought that movie was incredible. Huh?
Leave No Trace?
Yeah, Leave No Trace. That was an incredible movie, and he was fantastic in that movie. Heartbreaking as hell. Kyle Wilson says, extra hot mic with pink and red. I had to adjust my screen brightness. What's your hot take early Oscar predictions? Too soon or maybe anticipated? Yeah, Jeff, you got a hot take there? Early Oscar predictions?
For Oscar, for winners?
Here's my hot take.
I don't think Hamnet is going to win Best Picture.
Here's my hot take. Hamnet is going to win Best Picture.
Bet?
No, I don't bet money, man. I'm not built that way.
I don't bet money. I bet souls.
The pink card. Make the pink slip to your soul. I just saw the trailer again today, and I'm like, this got Shakespeare in Love written all over it. This has Shakespeare in Love written all over it.
No, not happening.
We'll see.
I'm gonna dream big and say Marty Supreme.
Wow. Okay. One battle after another seems like a shoe-in, though. At this point,
it's not a Marty regular ball; it's a Marty Supreme ball. I will let you know in a few hours.
Oh yeah, when you see it. Just a Ducks has heard anything on the new Inarritu film? Is that the Tom Cruise one?
Yeah, I've heard it stars Tom Cruise, and that's going to be fucking awesome.
All right, there you go. John Darius says, I feel Reeves acts more professional when it comes to media compared to Gunn. Reeves' films feel more well-planned. Which director do you enjoy most? What can happen if the Batman 2 is a major success and the DCU 1 is not? That is a great question. I mean, I agree with everything you said. I certainly look forward to Matt Reeves' films more than James Gunn's film. I do enjoy James Gunn's movies as more like, hey, I'm a film. I love movies. I enjoy being in the theater watching these popcorn stuff. But Matt Reeves' films challenge you. And so I much more enjoy that experience than I do.
Yeah, more of a Reeves guy. What can happen if Batman 2 is a major success? I mean, I feel like by then they will have already decided on what's going on with Batman in the DCU by the time the Batman Part 2 comes out.
Probably.
So I don't think it'll really impact things one way or the other.
Okay. Miguel Zion says, in my opinion, Elm Street shouldn't just be straight up horror movie anymore. Not a lot will get scared. I feel like they should just show creative, gory ways of how Freddy kills. Makes it more like the horror game. Oh, man, that would suck. Don't you think? Turning it into just another slasher film? The thing great about Nightmare on Elm Street, Jeff, you can correct me on this, is that like it explores the shit that you experience in your dreams and the wildness of your dreams and then kills you in them. And I think there's something really inventive about that kind of horror. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, no, there needs to be something surreal to the kills, I think. I think it's about, also like what scares us. It's not just about the fear of death. It's the way that you go. I don't know. I think that first movie's brilliant. So it's definitely going to be tough to reboot. They tried it once before and it did not work. It went so bad that they haven't tried in like 15 years. But yeah, I think the time is right to give it another shot.
Yeah, the Jackie Earl Haley one, right? So yeah. Fred Tasty 314 says, hey, Hot Mike. After seeing Demon Slayer's box office, I'm still sad Lucasfilm didn't hire one of the anime houses to make a Star Wars anime. Would have been huge. I don't know. We talked about that already on Thursday. I don't know if that would have happened, or Friday rather.
I think again it has to be organic. It can't just be we're going to take something and then just make it anime and expect it to perform like the others. No, like a real anime series that has had years and years and years of fans being built up. That can pull it off. Yeah,
like Demon Slayer. It's not just a random film they dropped. It was seasons, and it's on Netflix. So there's a lot that went into Demon Slayer being a success at the box office this weekend. It wasn't just an anime movie came out and people went to see it in droves. Evan says, "Did you all see Twinless? I think it might be the best movie I've seen this year, followed by Eddington." Wow, interesting tastes you have there, Evan. Jeff, you said you saw this one, right? You said it was a comedy or something, or did you not get a chance to see Twinless?
Which one?
Twinless. Did you see Twinless?
I didn't see Twinless, actually. Yeah.
All right, we'll see, man. Once we get a chance to screen that. Salmon Section says, "Rocha, stay alive no matter what occurs. I will find you. And how's my hair when I jump through this waterfall?" Yeah, exactly. I love that movie. Fucking love that movie. I'll tell you what, I got into it again over the weekend. There's no 4K version of Last of the Mohicans. And there's just about every other film he's done has a 4K. So it's shocking to me the Last of the Mohicans still isn't out in 4K. It's crazy. Alan Smith, he says, "Next Emmys, they should skip the fundraiser and just put someone in an empty water tank that starts to quickly fill with water after the 45-second speech mark. What celebrity would you put in the tank?" Ooh, I don't know. Jeff, do you have maybe Ryan Reynolds?
James Gunn.
Gunn? No way. Oh, man. You got to put Ryan in the tank. You see him flip out on Eugene Levy on the red carpet? Oh, God. Ryan, calm down, man. Go see somebody.
I liked him flipping out on the child interviewer.
Yeah. Now he's claiming that he called a reporter to bitch him out about complaining about John Candy's weight. Sure, Ryan.
It was me, actually. And
was it you?
Chat. We're actually having dinner.
Hey, Dare. Hazy Chestnut says, "Isn't Trump ally Larry Ellison the owner of Paramount and CBS?" Yes, he is. Now he plans to buy Warner Brothers, including CNN. I can see some conflict between James Gunn and the new leadership if it happens. I don't know if the guy who's okay showing a bunch of naked people having an orgy in the first episode of his second season of his show doesn't seem to be the kind of person I think that would have as much of an issue with working with Larry Ellison or working with whoever's going to take over there. So, but as Jeff said, this is such a massive thing, maybe it was just for the stock price,
Yeah, I mean, I'm like James Gunn and conflict between the Ellisons. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
unless there's like a long-standing feud with CBS News I don't know about.
There is. Well, I know not with with their. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the whole situation will be. I mean, we can talk about it until movies actually start happening. You're just pissing in the wind. Evan also says Cloverfield is more interesting than anything Gunn has done. Let Me In was a remake, but was beautifully shot and acted. Reeves is a great filmmaker. Cloverfield's more interesting than anything Gunn has. I wouldn't put it above Guardians of the Galaxy. I would not put Cloverfield above that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Guardians is just about a perfect film. All right, Streamlabs. What have I got here? Let's take a look. All right, Jeffrey. Hey guys, rumor is that Doomsday is wrapping filming this week. This is even less than Infinity War and Endgame. Is this because of unannounced cast not available at the time of shooting, so they'll film them during additional photography? Any good news? I don't know, Jeff. What do you think?
Good news on what?
On Doomsday. It's
no news is good news.
There you go. That's a good point.
Remember that.
Chris Hall says, "Is Guillermo working on Hellboy 3? I have not heard that. Have you heard that, Jeff?
I hope not. Jesus. Who cares? Move on.
Jeffrey said, "If Fraser is busy with the Mendes Beatles movies, would Roger Deakins take the reins? He himself said that Fraser's work should be nominated by the Academy. If not Deakins, who would the DP be?" Well, we kind of went on that on Friday, Jeff. So anything more you want to add to that? Who could be the DP?
The DP?
On the Doomsday stuff? I mean, on the...
No.
Yeah, no. Okay. Tim says, "Johnny boy, don't shame me, but I haven't seen any Paul Thomas Anderson movies. Jesus, I want to watch one battle after another because of
what? You're watching our show instead of watching Boogie Nights?
That's true.
Go now.
Yeah, go watch There Will Be Blood. There's so many great ones. However, the runtime scares me at 2 hours 15 minutes. Pretty long. Can you tell me PTA style and pacing from his past movies? Yeah, I mean, Boogie Nights is pretty fast. There Will Be Blood is a little slower. It's more of a contemplative film. When you're looking at long PTA movies, I mean, The Master is kind of divisive film. So, but yeah, but I think runtime shouldn't scare you.
He makes substance movies, okay? Boogie Nights is a cocaine movie here.
Yeah.
Inherent Vice is a marijuana movie.
Good point. Yeah.
Come on.
So what's One Battle After Another going to be? Heroin?
It's going to be fucking ecstasy. It's going to be movie ecstasy.
Ecstasy. Tim's Andy says, Jeff, have you heard anything about the Vision show? Heard before that it's being described as the quote anti-WandaVision show. I hope it goes very psychological into the minds of AI of the MCU. Also, who doesn't have James Spader as Ultron? Also, Mary McDonnell. It was announced that she will be in this WandaVision show as well, Jeff.
I've heard that Vision is great.
Ooh. The show.
Yep.
Ooh,
and that the showrunner, Terry, what's his name? Matt, what?
Terry Metalis. Yeah.
Terry Metalis.
Yeah.
I heard that he maybe end up working on Nova.
Ooh.
And that he may get like an overall deal at Marvel or whatever.
No surprise, man. He did a great job with Picard season 3. And a Vision is great, even more so. And then 12 Monkeys, of course, was his first real big one. Fred Tastic says, hello, hot mics, showing my support for my dudes. Thank you, Fred. Andor was amazing. The Pit was amazing. Paradise was amazing. This year was excellent for shows on the streamers, and it looks like they're holding up, loading up for more. I just wish I didn't have to wait so long. Yeah. Well, Fred, you should become a critic or become a YouTuber, get a good following, and then you can reach out to publicists and get these things ahead of time so you can review them for your channel. That's how it works.
That's how it works. Play the game, partner.
Play the game. Jeffrey says, is Marvel going to go back to hiring experienced directors again, rather than the people who've done a couple of indie films? Any veteran directors meetings with any veteran directors meeting with Marvel right now? What about writers? Will they hire movie writers, not writers who've written one episode? Jeff, I don't know.
How about this one? Okay.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood's Iron Man 4. They're meeting with the veteran of all veterans. They've got Woody Allen doing Ant-Man 4.
This is my idea for Ant-Man. No thanks. Doug, I imagine they will start to bring in possibly some powerhouse directors, but they need to make some good movies first so that powerhouse directors will want to come and be a part of the MCU. Yeah.
The chicken or the egg.
Yeah. Like in that Variety article today, they were saying like these agents were saying that their actors no longer are trying to clamor or no longer clamoring to try to be in a Marvel movie.
Because of the fans.
Yeah. Doug Developer says, more of a general industry question, but directors like Richard Kelly, Bennett Miller, those who haven't made films in almost 10 years, do they just live off residuals? They have nothing going on, and I wonder how they can sustain a living.
I think Richard Kelly's a pool hustler. I saw him down at the bar making bank. I have no idea how these guys make a living. I mean, I understand the question in that, well, how much could you have really made off Donnie Darko? But yeah, he's probably getting a piece of DVD sales and toys and all that shit. And yeah, he probably is okay for a while.
Okay. Samo says, thoughts on the Crawford versus Canelo fight, and what classic movie do you think is overrated? Mine is Saturday Night Fever. I love the soundtrack, but part of the plot to me is outdated. Well, it's not overrated because it's outdated. You don't have to put it in context.
Right.
That's not what overrated means. Overrated means it's not good and you don't understand why people like it. But if you're saying outdated, that's a different scenario, you know?
Michael Clayton's overrated.
I agree. Michael Clayton is overrated. I fall asleep when I watch that film, Jeff. I don't get why people love that film. I think Mulholland Drive is fucking overrated. I do not understand why people like that movie. That's not even close to the best of Lynch. Yeah, people like it's the best movie of the 21st century.
We have the worst critics leading this generation and defining what the new classics are. Just the worst.
Yeah.
If Speed isn't on your list, I don't want to talk to you.
Good point. Crawford versus Canelo. You watched that on Saturday night? I thought it was a good fight.
No, I didn't watch that on Saturday night, John.
It was free, buddy. It was a good fight.
I watched The Bronze again.
Yeah, I'm sure you watched the whole movie.
I did.
Sure. Andrew 56 says, thinks Gun DCU fizzles in 3 years. Comic book era out. I don't think so. I know, Jeff, you got to go. So,
Anthony, 5 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
I'm out the door in 5 minutes.
We got 3 questions left. Let's get through it. What do you think? Does Gun's DCU fizzle in 3 years? I don't think so, actually. What do you think, Jeff?
No, I don't.
Yeah, because I think Clayface will be fine. I think Supergirl is going to be good, and I think Superman 2 will be good, or Man of Tomorrow, whatever.
Right. So whoever the new owner is will keep him on board if it can.
100%. If it's making money, you don't throw it out the window, unless you're Jerry Jones, I guess. Eric Kirby says Parker Finn. He directed the Smile movies. Jeff, have you heard anything about his next project?
Smile 3. No, I don't. I mean, Paramount should really be he should be that foundational filmmaker for this new Paramount regime. I mean, if I were them, I would look at giving him something like Star Trek.
Oh, Jesus, that's a great idea. That's a fucking great idea, Jeff.
I'm full of great ideas, John. That's what I do.
Sometimes, yeah. Haunted_Autumn says, speaking of the lack of high definition releases that need to happen, to this day, 6 Feet Under is still only available for purchase on DVD. WTF? Yeah, I know. That's a Michael C. Hall show. You would think they put that on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I figured that'd be streaming or whatever. I don't know. Wait, Jamie has an idea for Parker Finn, which is a good one.
Okay.
What's the movie that Paramount mentioned on day one when they did the Meet the Press, right? They mentioned Transformers, they mentioned Star Trek, and then they threw in another franchise that few saw coming.
I don't know. Go ahead. What was it?
World War Z.
Oh, yeah.
Could you see Parker Finn taking over that sequel?
That would excite me to see him take over, because then I'd be like, okay, now I get a younger voice. I want to see what he can do with this. Yeah, 100%. I would love that. Fantastic 314 says Jeff in a Billy Jack hat would be awesome.
Billy Jack. Billy Jack.
Oh, man, that's good stuff. I'd be down to see that. All right, that's all the questions, Jeff. Let's get on out of here because I know you got to get to your screening. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Thanks for the Streamlabs super chats and the lively chat here. We got this show done in an hour. How you like that? Jeff, let people know where they can subscribe to your newsletter and go see what you're doing, man.
TheInsnider.com, guys. Viva la revolucion!
Some great Spanish. As for me, at The Rocha Says, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and all social media, and subscribe to the channel down below and share this on your social media so more people will come over and be part of the Hot Mic now that we're doing shows every week. So come and hang out with us, please, and have fun with us. All right, thank you, guys. Take care of yourselves. Be well, and we'll talk to you on Thursday with another brand new episode of the Hot Mic. Peace. Until then, guys.